What's up guys, welcome to my channel. It's Dee from Busy with Dee. Today's video I hope is very helpful to a lot of you because I know now we're going through a weird time and it can be pretty difficult to get your hands on a mask, and you may need to go out to grocery shop or just do some essential things that you need to do outside the house and you need a mask. So I am showing you two different ways you can make a mask. One is by sewing, of course, and you can use a sewing machine or you can hand stitch it. And then the other is a no sew mask, completely no sewing, and you can use some sort of fabric glue that you can get from Amazon, and I'm using Fabric Fusion. Also, if you don't have elastic and get your hands on any kind of elastic, you can use some sort of string, yarn, ribbon, that's what this is right here, ribbon, to create a mask that, you know, will work for you when you go out. If you are new here, I would love for you to hit that subscribe button. If you're returning, thank you so much for coming back, and don't forget to comment down below what videos you would like to see me do in the future. If you're interested in seeing how to make these two masks, keep watching. Okay, so first things first, you will need a template. This template here I found on YouTube, but they are all over Pinterest, and also if you have a Cricut, they are on there as well. The first thing you're going to need to do is print it out, and once you print it out, you need to measure to make sure it is 2 inches long like it says in the middle. If not, then if it's too small, then the mask will come out too small. If it's too big, it'll come out too big. So you have 2 templates, one for the lining of the fabric, which is on the inside of the mask, and then one for the main fabric, which is on the outside. I would highly suggest you using 2 different types of fabric so that you know which side goes on your mouth and then which side goes on the outside. As you can see here, I cut out 2 pieces of the lining fabric, and then I cut out 2 pieces of the main fabric. I'm going to put the right sides down so the pretty sides are going to face each other. I'm pinning those together, and then I'm going to take that over to the sewing machine and sew along the curve. So next I'm just cutting off the excess thread with a little pair of scissors, and then I am going to cut tiny little triangles along the curve, and this is just to allow the fabric to bend a little bit better. Now I was supposed to sew a 1/4 inch seam allowance, but mine is a little bit smaller. That's because I was trying to record and sew at the same time and be conscious of where my hands and arms were, but it still turned out really good. So I have the curve sewn on my lining fabric, and I'm going to go over and do the same thing to my main fabric, put the pretty sides together, pin them down, and then sew along the curve, and then cut out those tiny little triangles. So here I'm taking both of the right sides or both the pretty sides and putting them together, pinning them down along the edge, and then I'm going to sew along the top and sew along the bottom, but I'm not going to sew past the black fabric. Don't sew past your lining. Here I've sewn across the top. Now I'm going to do the same thing for the bottom. Again, I'm trimming away the excess thread, and then I'm going to turn it inside out, and here we have what is starting to look like a mask. You have the main fabric on the front, and then on the inside is the lining. Here you can iron yours flat, but I am going to heat press mine. Then I'm going to fold the fabric over to create pockets for the elastic to slide through. I created the pockets by folding down the raw edges and then folding it over again about 1/4 of an inch, maybe 1/2 of an inch, to allow the elastic to slide through. Next, I am sewing down my first fold on both sides and then trimming off the excess thread. Okay, so now it's time to add the elastic. I'm just measuring about 7 inches of elastic and then feeding it through the little pocket that I created. If it does not go through smoothly, you can always use a safety pin and feed it through that way. Sew the ends of your elastic together and there you have a nice mask. This mask came out really good. It fits really snug, very comfortable to wear, so I'm very proud of it. On to our no-sew mask. So I'm using the same template and following the same steps, but instead of sewing, I am using the Fabric Fusion to glue the fabric together. Again, I'm going to put the like sides together, peel one back, put a nice line of glue. I actually used too much glue here on the edge of the fabric and then press it together. The only thing about this mask is that you have to wait for the glue to dry between each step. So once the main fabric and the lining are both dry, we're going to open them up and then put the right sides together and then glue along the top and along the bottom. Don't forget to pin to make sure your fabric doesn't move out of place while you're gluing. Now we are turning the mask inside out, so now the right sides are both showing, and then we're going to fold down those little pockets, but instead of sewing them, we are going to glue them. Now before you glue them, if you like, you can add your string or ribbon or whatever you're going to use to put the mask around your face. You can add that before you glue it down. Here I am using a pencil to make sure I don't get glue in my little pocket. I just want to make sure I have space to add my ribbon. Also, if you are using ribbon, make sure you burn the edges so that they won't fray. And I suggest you running your mask through the washing machine because you are using glue. So here's the result. I think it turned out really nice. They were both super simple, can be done in about 10 minutes. I hope you guys found this video very helpful. Again, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And if you're new here, welcome. Nice to meet you. Thanks for watching Busy with D, and I will see you next time.